Hello everyone, my name's EmeraldSpencer, and welcome to the second Minecraft PC episode of BTS Building. And in case you couldn't tell already, this looks a lot faster than the last one, doesn't it? Almost as if it was, I don't know, twice as fast? That is right. I figured out how to do 800% speed in Lightworks. That being said, this was kind of a pain to edit. First off, I had 4 hours worth of footage to cram into this thing. Thankfully, it came out like the standard 45 minutes-ish, which, thankfully I did figure out the, 800% speed thing. Otherwise, it would have been an hour and a half. And second off... Yeah, no, hang on, not and second off. Second off, I found out about the 800% about halfway through. I don't know if it was like this the whole time, if I'm just an idiot, or if it's like a recent update I didn't notice they made. But when I went to go change it to 400%, because in Lightworks, it's actually a drop-down menu, unlike the last one where it was just type in the number. And so I went to hit that, but I hit the number instead of the arrow, and on top of dropping down the menu, it also selected it. And I went, I wonder if I could type in this. So I type in 800 and think, it's just gonna reset it down to 400. But it doesn't. So I went, curious. And so I hit play and it worked. That being said, third thing, this sucked to edit. I am glad I did not try to rush this and get it out my original plan was to have this come out at the old upload time of 11:30 on Monday morning. And then have the actual episode come out at 3:30, as is the current upload time. Yeah, no. By the time I got to like 3/4 of the way done, I couldn't even watch the video anymore. Like, it just would not work at all. So, that was fun. Basically, by the end, I was just blind guessing where the clip would cut out, then track down where it did and cut off the excess. Because that's another thing about Lightworks, it doesn't auto-resize the clip when you readjust the speed. It will leave as much black space, so I put it at 800%, which means that it left 7/8 of the slot that was previously allocated to the video as black space. So I had to figure out where the video now ended and cut off the black space and slide everything accordingly. Which was super fun. Also, this video was evidently longer than the last BTS building because I ran out of MDK songs, so there's a couple new ones in there. I use new with air quotes. They're not new, they're just, they weren't in the last one. Other than that, so that's all about this video. So, I guess what else I could go now is, polls, that's right. So there are 2 new polls. One of them is to vote on the game that will replace Trove, and the other one has to do with the game I found that will replace, Volt White 2. Though, I think I am on the path to finding a new DS emulator, which hopefully will work better on my computer, or if not, I believe this one also comes for Android, so I might be able to run it on my phone instead, figure out how to record my phone screen, and then go off of that, which would really help out a lot, especially since, Desmume, it doesn't want to work too well even when I'm not recording. Like, I don't even want to try it with QSV just because it drops frames even when I don't even have the OBS open. It just does not want to work very well. So, yeah. So one of the polls is to help with the replacement. I'm still not saying what the replacement game is for Volt White 2, or rather the Thursday slot. So I'm still not saying what that game is. However, there is a poll up that lets you pick my starter Pokemon. And if there's a tie, I'll end up picking, and so far there's 1 vote. So if no one else votes by the time I get to it, which I'll get to there in a minute. If no one votes by the time the playthrough starts going, then I'm just going to pick the 1 voted Pokemon. But if you guys make it a tie, I'll pick, or I'll flip a coin or something like that. And if it's a three-way tie, well, I'm just gonna pick what I want then. So, anyway, also with the poll that'll be replacing Trove, that one, I originally designed it to have 2 different games, one for the Tuesday slot, one for the Thursday slot. Then I found the Pokemon game to replace Volt White 2, so if there's anything on there that suggests there's 2, there's not. It's gonna be 1. And so far, it's a tie between Mario Kart DX and The Simpsons Hit Party. So, yeah, that's gonna be super fun. Also, those new series will be starting in March. So the first full week of March is when I will be resuming my 5-video-a-week upload schedule. Also, I am hoping that by then the channel will have reached 75 subscribers, which, as some of you longer-time members of the channel may know, is a quarterly reward. And for those of you who need a refresher, since I haven't really fully brought it up in a while, in case you can't tell, this one's gonna have a longer voice segment thing. The quarterly rewards is basically a system I do where instead of just celebrating every time you hit 1 million, 10 million, 5 million, but just something like that, it's every time the channel reaches a quarter to the next multiple of 10. So, the first one was at 25 subscribers, that was the new Super Mario Bros. Wednesday content. 50 subscribers was the start of Flash Game Fridays. This 75 subscribers will be starting a secondary game running whenever I get it up and running, which is Undertale. And I'm actually thankful that I took the break because I've decided to do something a little better with this one. So, in case you guys don't know, I have a Discord server. On that server, I've made an announcement. I will be hosting a contest of sorts. If you guys want, you can send me voice clips of you doing your voice for an Undertale character. And what I want to do is, I want to incorporate you guys into my Undertale playthrough, and have you read off the character's dialogue. And the way that's going to work is, when I play the game, I am not going to read any of the dialogue at all. And instead, I'll edit in the voices. So basically, almost all the characters are up for grabs at the moment. The only ones that are not are Sans. I mean, you know, I could give someone else the Sans role, but Ladybug is mine. That's it. I mean, I'm gonna have to listen to how that one sounded, but I don't know. I'll fine-tune the voice later. And then Flowey. Flowey is mine. However, I may change that up a little bit. Because with Flowey, basically, for any of you who want to know, like, what voices I'm going for, Jacksepticeye's playthrough of Undertale, in my opinion, had some of the best voices. Because basically, I heard his voices. Almost every voice of every comic dub or whatever uses voices similar to the ones he chose. So, those are the ones I'm going for. And what I really liked he did with Flowey was he threw an editing trickery. So, I may ask if one of you submits, or multiple of you, submit the good enough Flowey voices, I may layer that with mine during some of the scenes. I'm not saying what those scenes are, or why they'd be layered, but if you're not oblivious to Undertale's plot, then you know exactly why. So, other than that, oh yeah, so to apply for the contest, basically you can just record the audio, upload it to like, I'm gonna say Insta Audio, or however it was, there's some sort of audio uploading service. I haven't touched it in a while. I used it to, I started dabbling in music production a little while ago. I never really got anywhere, but I used it once, but if you guys want to send your voice clip, just do that, or you can just send me the MP3 file over Discord, if at all possible. I'm not sure, I'll look into options and have something ready. Other than that... Also, I didn't announce this change yet, and this is basically the informal announcement. I have a Patreon account now, and there's also a Patreon page on my website. Again, formal video coming eventually. I need to decide how I'm going to announce it. it's late at night when I record this. I do all my recording late at night now. It's kind of weighing on me a little. That's a joke, by the way. I'm actually perfectly fine. I usually stay up late anyway. I prefer staying up late. But yeah, so Patreon, it's set up. Right now, the only real benefit to it is Discord roles, access to Discord stuff. I also have them set up so, like, you can access, like, HD parts of my animated works. However, the only thing that's a quote-unquote animated work is my intro, and that needs a couple of polishes. And I lost the original sky texture for that. So, oh yeah, that's another one. So, even though it's not on the front page of the website, there are still a couple of polls that are running under the dedicated polls page. One of those is choosing the sky for when I remaster my intro. So, I don't know how much longer I'm going to keep that one running, but I'm hoping that one wraps up soon. And my plan for that is I have an idea for a really big, grandiose intro, which is another poll. It decides what's going to happen in that intro. But the sky one will be completed first, and then whatever happens there, I'll use that in my current intro and clean up the animations, because it's a bit off. Yeah, also on the, also if you looked on the Patreon page of my website, or are looking right now, since I got you curious with saying this, you'll notice that I have a bunch of circles there. You know what? Let me... Give me just a second here. I'm going to pull it up on my phone so that I can remember what the heck it was.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Alright. So, can you finish loading, please? That would be fantastic. There we go. So, nope, not polls. Why did I hit polls? I want so polls. Okay. So on my Patreon page, I have these little round displays that show a dollar amount, and they have something in it. And the big one is, or if you're on mobile, the first one, is pretty obvious. That's the general fund. That's just how much has been donated, or I might occasionally throw funds in there to set aside for, like, this is for when I want to do something with my YouTube equipment. Most of the stuff on here is either YouTube equipment or YouTube related accounts. So one of the things I plan on doing in my Patreon is if you donate and then you send me a message with the rank you just got and the something you want to put it towards, you could put 20% of your donation towards that one thing instead of it just going in the general fund. And then, of course, I'll also have it so that you can, no, I already have it, my bad, where the higher rank you get, you can also put a bonus amount to it, but you have to specify you want to use that bonus amount, otherwise it's just going to be the standard 20%. So, my highest tier is Emerald tier, and that lets you put an extra 5% towards it, so you can put a quarter of your entire donation towards something of your choosing. And it doesn't have to be one of these circles on the website. It could... Those are just there to give you an idea of the kind of stuff that I'm going to be putting it towards. Wait, are there not enough of these? Because I swear I had more. Nope, that's it. Yeah, so the stuff on there is just kind of give you an idea, the kind of equipment I'm looking at, the accounts I need, like Lightworks, the professional account. That would be really helpful, because then I might be able to start doing 1080p videos. The reason all my videos are 720p now is because I'm using the free version of Lightworks, which that's the highest it supports for YouTube. But, yeah, so you could literally do pretty much anything. If something's completely outlandish, or just highly impractical, or just not a good idea, or I have a better one, I'll tell you, and I'll let you choose something else or just put it in the general fund. Like, if someone wants to say, oh, you should get this super fancy smancy keyboard, which will give you like a 0.5% increase in your gaming speed. I'm just gonna go, no, actually, I'm looking at a couple other keyboard options right now. They're not up at the site at this moment, but I'm gonna fix that in a minute. Probably when I'm done recording this and editing this. No, I still have to shoot. Anyway, yeah, so if you want to know more about the Patreon page, I already have it set up. It's linked on my website on the Patreon account. Little button on the top right-hand corner just under the navigation bar if you want to go check that out. Other than that, I can't really think of anything. So, yeah, just enjoy the music, enjoy the building montage. Now it's back to its full speed. Yeah, I'll see you guys later.
We'll be right back.
Hello?